Are you stuck in a riding rut? You know, that feeling that you've heard your instructor say the same thing every week, but yet you're not improving and you're not moving forward with your riding? It feels like you're putting in the time, but you're just not getting anywhere. If you're frustrated and wondering why you're not getting anywhere with your riding, stay tuned because I've got one of the best exercises that you can do to improve your riding in your next session. I've been doing riding position reviews and teaching riding on YouTube and in person seems like forever. In this video, I'm going to help you understand what you need to do to improve your riding so you don't hear that instructor every week telling you to do the same thing. In this video, you're going to understand the common mistakes that most riders do and the corrections that they need to do to improve their riding. I'm going to do a position review on a couple of pictures that someone sent in to me. So let's get started. And if you'd like to have your own position review done, send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you get any value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'd love for them to see it. Here's the picture of the rider, one of the pictures that they sent, and let's take a look at it. Going over a jump. There's some things here that we really like and some things that we'd like to improve. So let's get going here. One of the things that I really like about this rider is that they have a soft release. Her hands are well placed on the neck and she's got a soft release. This is important because we want the horse to have a soft contact on their mouth, but still have enough ability to stretch over top of their neck and be able to push themselves off the ground. Right now, this horse is really flexing its hindquarters here. You can see it's flexing and pushing himself over top of the jump. And it's really important at this stage of the jump that the rider is allowing with their hands. And you can see they've got their hands clearly pushed onto the neck of the horse. One thing we'd like to improve on right now, this rider's looking down. We'd like for this rider to look up and look straight ahead. You know, as a horse show judge, one of the things you look for in an equitation class is that the rider is looking up. And one way that judges tell if the rider's looking up is if the brim of their hat, of their helmet, is going straight up. This rider, that brim of their hat, you can see the whole top of their hat right here. And you want to make sure that you don't see that. It looks to me that she's looking down. So we've talked about her hands, we've talked about her eyes. Now let's get into some of the positional stuff on her body that we'd like to improve. It's really important when you're riding, particularly over jumps, is that you are in balance and staying with your horse. And a good rule of thumb is when you're riding is to have a straight line, shoulder, knee, toe. And this straight line should be almost perpendicular to the ground. If we draw a line from her shoulder to her knee, to her toe, and keep in mind here that this is almost a 3/4 type of angle. We don't really see her side on. So if you are sending your pictures in for a position review, send it from totally side on so that I can see it properly. Shoulder, knee, toe, and then we get a straight line from those. Connect the dots. Right here, this line is in front of the vertical, and we like to have this rider with her shoulders back here more, her seat closer to the saddle here, knee is going to stay there, and the heel more down and forward. We connect those dots here, seat over the seat of the saddle, knee, and her foot here with her toe up. Actually, I think more her body this way, like this. Then we get a straight line, shoulder, knee, toe, and she'd be in balance with the horse. The big thing is to get the rider with her seat over the middle of the saddle. This rider has her seat over the pommel or the front of the saddle. We want to close that hip angle so that she can stay with her horse. I'd love to see what she looks like in the next frame over top of the jump. Unfortunately, we don't have that. This is her hip angle here. There's her shoulder to her hip and her hip to her knee. We'd like to have this angle more closed. And to do that, she can put her hip more over top of the saddle. So back down here. She doesn't need to be standing up in her stirrups. Shoulder here. This angle right here needs to be smaller than this angle right here. This rider's standing up in her stirrups with her seat over the pommel of the saddle. Keep your seat closer to the seat of the saddle and keep your shoulders slightly in front of the vertical. The other thing I noticed about this rider, and they're probably connected, is that she's pivoting on her knees. She's pivoting on her knees with her seat over the pommel of the saddle, and the weight is coming right here onto the toes. And we'd like for the knees to be more relaxed and the weight coming down into her heels. Best exercise I know to help riders and prevent riders from pinching with their knees and standing up and opening up that hip angle, and it's jumping off the mounting block. Without your horse, you can do this exercise without your horse. Stand on the mounting block, jump off the mounting block. This is the best exercise I know. It's very simple to do. You don't need any extra gear. You don't need to even be at the stable or have a horse. Stand on the mounting block. You can see this rider when she's pushing off the mounting block that she's in a lovely position, shoulder, knee, toe. And when she jumps off, she's landing in the correct riding position, shoulder, knee, toe. Contrast this position right here where the rider's standing up and has an open hip angle. This is the hip angle. This position where she's landing with her weight and her body in the correct position, where you can see how her position is balanced over top of her leg. If you have any questions about this, please send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. So look up, hands soft on the neck, keep your seat over the middle of the saddle, and allow the horse to come up to you. This is the best and simple exercise that I know how to improve your riding position. Thanks now. Bye.